Howdy and welcome. I'm Oliver the Shoe Man. Today we're going to build the nicest pair of Redwing Beckmans I've ever seen or ever done, and they're not done yet, but I can see it in my head. This client bought these secondhand, and the Redwing Beckmans have been known to use a type of rubber sole that over time starts to break down and crumbles, like you see that. Whether you wear it or not, you see these are kind of hardly worn. So he bought them secondhand. He brought them in. He wanted to do our cream Dr. Sole half sole and heel. We're going to be doing a nice thick midsole. We're going to do a natural edge finish. We're just going to completely overhaul these and make these as nice as possible. Let's get started taking these bad boys apart and putting them back together. I think these are going to look really, really beautiful. I think the cream and the natural edge finish is going to look real good with these honey color uppers. This is a one-piece rubber heel that they just glue and nail down. So sometimes it can be kind of tricky to take off. Which isn't a bad thing. You don't want your heels falling off. Oh man, sometimes they come off real easy. Sometimes they want to fight you. All right, there you go. So that's what's holding your heels on. And now we're just gonna I'm gonna score in between the welt and this midsole so that I can slide my knife in between it and cut the threads that's holding the sole on. I believe these have a leather or a paper midsole. I don't know which. I'm about to find out when I take this off. I know it's got a midsole and then a leather sole, and then they put the that rubber half sole on top of it. It's a mini lug half sole, that's what it is. Which we have these too, but ours is a better quality rubber, so it's not gonna break down like that is. All right, yes, this does have a paper midsole. This is that leather piece I was telling you about. And then this is the paper midsole that they put on before, which I always prefer to do leather because it forms to your foot. It doesn't break down and fall apart like paper does, but it's cheaper for the manufacturer to use, and you can hardly tell the difference when it's already on the boot, so you don't really know what you're buying unless you know exactly what you're buying, or until you take it apart like this. But let's see, sometimes I'm able to rip them apart. Oh, that's why I don't like paper midsoles. I always prefer rubber midsoles. Next step is to take out the thread that held on the sole. Now this is gonna take a little bit, so I'm gonna skip this part. And now that all the thread that was holding the old sole is off of the welt, we could technically just sand this and then start putting our midsole and our soles on. But we're gonna, like I said, make these pretty nice. These are the heel rands. This is the heel rand. And the heel rand is that piece that goes around the back. So the welt starts here, goes all the way around to here. It's called the 270-degree welt. And they put a rand all the way around the back. They nailed that down. Now that just allows you to give a thinner heel presence, I guess. It's not so wide. I see it mainly on dress shoes, but also on these type of boots. Now the cork is still in pretty good shape, as again, it's hardly been worn, but we're gonna replace it because this is the customer's, he bought them secondhand. So we wanna give him the opportunity to break in that cork to fit his foot. This is that nice beefy 3-ribbed shank. Now I know I'm kind of crapping on Redwings right now, but with all their paper stuff, I do love this beefy 3-ribbed shank. It just gives great support. And you don't see a lot of other companies putting that type of shank in their boots when they really should be. I mean, it's not the backbone, but that's what gives your feet the most support. So you obviously want the most support with your shoes. So putting that 3-rib shank in there is a great option. But that's the only really company I see. Other than that, and also Alden, I've seen they use some nice 3-rib shanks. So at this stage, what we've done, we put the shanks back in, refilled it with new cork. We replaced that paper heel rand with a leather heel rand. So now he's got leather welts, leather heel rand, the footbed's leather, and we're actually going to now put on a leather midsole. So his foot will be supported by a nice beefy shank. It'll be cushioned by some nice cork, and it'll also be supported and cushioned with leather. Leather over time will form to your foot as part of the break-in period. So the footbed and the midsole, once broken in, the boot will now fit like a glove, which is the whole point in buying not dress shoes, but leather shoes, and putting leather midsoles and stuff like that on there. This is our leather midsole. It's a 10 to 11 ounce piece of leather. 10 to 11 is just the thickness. It's about a 1/4 inch thick, I would say. And it offers great support and stability to your feet as you're walking. Now, as this dries, I want to mention that we are, at this time of me filming, nearing 30,000 subscribers, which I started back in 2022, I think was my first video, and I never ever imagined getting to this point. We did a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers, which that was really cool. That actual person that won that got this exact same job, the Dr. Sole Half Sole and Heel Cream. I'll put a picture of that on the video. Got this exact same job. And so I want to challenge you guys. I want to get up to 50K. And 50K, we'll do another giveaway. But instead of doing one giveaway, we'll do two full recrafts like we did the first time. And I'm thinking I want to do something else, a little special. I've not seen any other cobblers do it on their YouTube channel, but I'm still working on it. So make sure you're subscribed. Even if you don't watch another video of mine until I do the giveaway at 50K, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. It helps the channel go forward. I'm really just trying to build a channel that helps educate people on shoes, boots, and the cool different things that you can do. So I would greatly appreciate it if you liked and subscribed, and hit that bell notification. That would help the channel out a lot and help me bring back this lost trade that is not dying. There's plenty of business to be found in it. It's just there's a lack of shoe cobblers, and so I'm trying to reverse that. Trying to spread the light. So I would appreciate you helping me with that mission, which in turn will help and benefit others. With all that being said, and the magic of editing, we are now ready to stick our leather midsoles on. Now we wet the leather to break in the leather, because if not, it'll be super stiff when the customer goes to put it on. So just a little bit of flexing will help the customer re-break in boots. Okay, so I skipped a little bit ahead. Let me tell you where we're at. I've nailed the heel. We trimmed the midsole, trimmed the back to where it's nice and round. I just put a little bit of a design there, just a little bit of stenciling and just fun stuff like that, just to add a little bit of pop. Now we're ready to put our half soles on, which I got the wrong one. Now I got the right one. We cut a little groove right there. That's what that line is, so that this will sit flush into the sole. And it's not just sitting on top of it. Now I want to tell you guys a quick story about my hammer. I don't know if you've realized, in the last, I don't know, 3 to 4 videos. It's very similar to this one, but it's what we call a French hammer, which is a little bit longer. So my wife got it for me for my birthday. I absolutely loved it. And I was using it. Then I got a comment from a viewer. It's a father and son that like to watch my videos, which is really cool. And the son, who I believe is like 7 years old, noticed that I got a new hammer. So the dad commented, was like, "Did you get a new hammer or something?" And I explained, "Yeah, my wife gets it for my birthday." He goes, "My son and I watch you all the time." My son noticed it and he wanted me to ask. So yes, I got a new hammer. Sad news, when I was using it the other day, because the head's so long, it snapped, like right in this area. And so we sent it back and we're gonna get a new one. But kind of cool news, sad news, but we got the shank area nailed. Now we're gonna trim it and stitch it. So this is the most nerve-wracking part of the whole job, stitching the soles on, because we have these holes in the welt that the original sole was stitched to, and we're gonna try to hit those as best as possible. But the way the machine is made, we have to stitch them upside down. So we could set our depth properly and then our width of stitch properly. But it's all kind of a guessing game. And so wish me luck. Now we have our leather heel bases on. We have our heels balanced properly so that the heel is going to sit flat with the sole. And now it's time to put the heels on properly. Now, there is a little bit I'm going to have to trim. That's okay. I planned for that. And now we're going to put some nails into the heel bases. These heels have rubber washers built into them, so when these nails are going in, they're grabbing onto the leather heel base and then also the washer, so it's gonna hold nice and secure, nice and tight, and it ain't going anywhere. Now we're gonna do our final trimming, sanding, not dye the uppers, leave the edges natural, clean condition these up, and these will be ready to go. Alrighty, and just like that, excuse me, we are all done with these awesome looking boots. I don't know if I like that design. it's starting to grow on me. But yeah, again, it's all aesthetic. It's just some dyes and a stencil. But I mean, they look super beautiful. I love these Dr. Sole half soles and heels. They also come in a full sole, like this we did a while ago. But if you see these boots, you're like, I want to get that done to my boots. In the description below, you'll see a link to my website. Pick which midsole you want, which color sole you want. You complete the purchase to lock your spot in line. Send them on in. I will contact you as soon as I get them, and then we'll go from there. They're a little pricier compared to our other recrafts just because these are imported from Taiwan. So yeah, it raises the prices, but they are well worth it. The grip, the durability, the aesthetic definitely is well worth it, the extra money. So I appreciate you guys watching. Again, if you can, subscribe. I'm trying to get up there to 50K. We'll do a really nice giveaway, I promise. I already got some ideas in my head, so I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Till next time, God bless you guys.